Nicole Smith is a Sun in Sagittarius, a Libra moon, a Mercury Scorpio, a Venus in Libra, and a Mars in Capricorn. A Sagittarius is typically free-spirited, optimistic, and honest. They could also be a little restless, avoidant, and they avoid being tied down. And they could be too blunt sometimes. When it comes to a Libra moon, they could be peace-loving, emotionally considerate, and they're romantic at heart. But they could tend to be conflict avoidant and needing validation. And they can also suffer from indecisiveness as well when it comes to emotionally and logically. When it comes to a Mercury and Scorpio, they could be deep thinkers, observant, powerful speakers. They could be secretive, and they could be suspicious of people. With a Venus in Libra, they could be naturally attractive and sweet, charming, romantic, great dressers, partnership oriented, but Venus and Libras need constant validation. And let me just say something right now, y'all. Let me just say something right now. Anna, looking at her chart, she was going to get married, whether it be with Marshall, whether it be with Oscar the Grouch. She was going to get married. Like, there was no ifs, buts about it. And also, I want to say, if she did marry Marshall for his money, eventually she fell in love. Looking at her chart, most definitely. Eventually, she did start to care about him, whereas before it could have been a strategic move on her end. Also, I want to give an honorable mention to her Venus in first house. When it comes to, if a person has a Venus in the first house, they are blessed to have a Venus in the first house, because those types of people are very conventionally attractive, blessed down to the gods when it comes to the looks. Another person that has a Venus in the first house, I believe, is Brad Pitt, which is another conventionally attractive person. So yeah, I just wanted to give an honorable mention to that, because yeah. So I just might get the current energy, the current spiritual energy in regards to Anna Nicole Smith. Oh shit, I forgot to pray. So what is the current spiritual energy when it comes to Anna Nicole Smith? I lie awake thinking about her future. Yeah, nah. I left because you told me to. I want to get you drunk. I need more time for me, and what do you want? I think this could talk about reincarnation, you guys. When it comes to her reincarnating back into the earth, I think that is something that she has been contemplating for, her spirit has been contemplating for a minute. And it's weird. If you don't believe in reincarnation, then I guess disregard this part of the reading. But when it comes to her, I feel like her spirit is kind of prolonging any lessons that she needed to learn, so that she won't have to come back to earth. I do think that she's due for another life, and I think she's prolonging her journey on the other side, to keep from reincarnating back here for whatever reason. I think that there is a lesson that she needed to learn when it came to having to deal with vices like drugs and alcohol and things like that. And I think it's something that it's not necessarily the drugs and stuff per se, it's the principle with her spirit. I don't know how to describe it. It's more so like for example, like having an addictive personality per se. That could be a generational curse that she, is struggling with, and the cycle is supposed to stop with her. It's like something like that I'm seeing. The main thing that I'm seeing here is her due for another life, but on the other side, it's like she's prolonging any lessons that she needs to learn before she reincarnates. I did a reading on what happens after we die. You gotta scroll all the way down. It was during like my earlier stages of the channel, and I said that reincarnation is very much so real. But on the other side, it's almost as if it's like kind of like a purgatory sort of thing. And when you die, I guess you go through this tumultuous, is that how you describe it? I mean, is that how you pronounce it? Tumultuous process, specifically tailored to each individual and their soul and what they need to learn in the current life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think she's currently going through that, you know, phase. And how long has it been? It's been probably 20 years now since she passed away. But 20 years here is like a day, y'all, in the afterlife. And time moves very much so different. What was the true energy surrounding her love life? What was the true energy surrounding her love life? Yo, I think she got into a relationship. First off, I think she very much so cared about what people thought about her. She cared about what people thought about her. And when she would get into relationships, I guess instead of falling victim to that, she used that to her advantage. I wouldn't be shocked if she got into certain relationships for the sole purpose of getting attention, or, well, they call it PR stunts now. And also with her getting attention. And I think she hardly ever loved anyone in her lifetime. Hardly. I think, you know, ego could get in the way too with this "I'm a very jealous person" card here. Ego could get in the way. You know, it's like a, if I can't have you, then no one can have you. You know, something like that. But I don't see any love here when it comes to her love life. But with this, my life started when I met you. This could be talking about Marshall, her infamous older husband, her infamous older billionaire. I think he was either a billionaire or a millionaire. I think he was a billionaire. And I think he invested it in oil. I think that's what earned him his fortune. But yeah, I think she hardly ever really saw someone as worthy to be with her, in a sense. Did she actually like Marshall? Did Anna Nicole Smith actually have like her husband Marshall? The Four of Wands. I think did Anna Nicole Smith actually like her husband? We have the Fool. Hold on. Hold on. Can you clarify the can you clarify the Three of Cups? I think that okay. I think that she liked what he could do for her. I think she loved what he could do for her, such as, I don't know, give her money. I mean, fund a certain lifestyle. I don't think she hates him, and I don't think that she has a disdain for him. I don't think she did. It was this gives very neutral energy. I think that she feels like she hit the jackpot when it comes to him, and she's like, I mean, if I could marry him, like, I wouldn't have to work. I could, things could be more flexible for me. This spread is giving work smarter, not harder. That's what this is giving, and that could 100% coincide with her Mars in Capricorn. It's giving work smarter, not harder. I think she I think she would be mean sometimes to him. She would be very blunt, very direct, and it's like, not like be mean like on command. It's more so like, be extra blunt and extra honest. Whereas when it comes to anybody else, you know, she would kind of hold back what she has to say. You know, she was a lot more honest and upfront with him. She would say mean things, and y'all, he liked it. I mean, he liked it. He didn't want her to be sweet. This is giving like, I don't know, this is giving like sugar daddy, sugar baby. Like, it's giving. Listen, let me say something. As much as y'all come after her, well, not y'all, but like people in general, as much as it will come after her and say how much she's a gold digger, it's like, when are we gonna start thinking and being like, I mean, if he likes it, then we should love it. I mean, he's not stupid. He was very much so aware that this woman wanted, you know, this woman couldn't have been that attracted to him. He was aware of that. But in his mind, it's like, it ain't tricking if you got it. I also think that she may have also cheated on him as well. Like, I think she was, you know, living it up with other people, but she stayed married to him. I don't see a separate relationship per se, but I just see like parties and groups and getting together and celebrations and, you know. But she was a little mean to him with the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Swords. But he didn't mind it. He didn't mind it. And I mean, hey, to each their own. I don't see her like hating him or finding him repulsive or anything. I think that she feels like she hit the jackpot, and so she moved rather quickly. I'm not necessarily saying whose idea it was to get married. It was probably him. I mean, he probably just offered her a ring or whatever. I don't think she asked him either. He just did it. But like, yeah. Yeah, I think it was him. Or it could have been her. She might have asked y'all, because we had the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. But I think she did it like casually. She was like, oh, we should get married. And then, you know, she was like, just throwing it out there. And then boom, he surprised her with the ring, you know? It's like that. Did Marshall actually like Anna? Did Marshall actually like Anna? Nicole Smith. Did he actually have feelings for her? Y'all, what did I tell you? It's some sort of kinky dynamic here. He did. He had emotional fulfillment when it comes to Anna. Did they have kids? I don't know. I watched one deep dive on her, but I didn't finish. I don't know why I didn't finish, honestly. But he did like her. Yeah. He found her attractive. But y'all, he was objectifying her. And that was the point I was trying to make earlier. Y'all call her a gold digger, but y'all not calling that man a womanizer. Uh-oh. Y'all not calling a spade a spade. Y'all are not addressing the elephant in the room. Y'all address that elephant, but y'all not addressing the elephant in the room of, what is this old ass man that has one foot in the grave doing with the 20-something-year-old woman that's conventionally attractive and has an adult content, you know, sort of background, and he's clearly objectifying her, but y'all can't help but speculate that she wants him for his money. And it's like, she came out and said, yo, like, I don't want him for his money. Like, it's not like that. And so we can only go based off of what she says, regardless of what it looks like, right? But y'all won't blink twice at the fact that he's objectifying this young woman. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? The double standard here, but okay. I mean, he liked her, but I mean, he was objectifying her. And also, look at this. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like, y'all see this, like, this sugar daddy sort of submissive and dominant sort of dynamic going on here. That's her and that's him. What I tell you, like, it's like he liked when she was mean to him, like, you know, she child. What happened behind the scenes when it comes to her success? What happened behind the scenes? What was energetically happening behind the scenes of Anna Nicole's success? The Psychic Skeptic, Wednesday Addams in the reverse. Oh, I fell out. Noticing Patterns, Wednesday's Detective Board. Then we have preservation, taxidermized animals. And then we have the butler in the reverse, lurch. And then we have, okay. All right. Anna Nicole had to answer to a lot of people. And I think she was starting to get upset. And she was starting to get angry because she was tired of feeling so constricted and having to answer to a lot of people and having to keep up this sort of persona. She was getting upset. And I think that that's where the MK Ultra was coming in. Do I think that she was a victim of MK Ultra? MK Ultra, this card kind of gives that vibe, you know? With the preservation, taxidermized animals. And I do, now that I'm talking about it, I do remember I watched a deep dive and she gained weight. She gained weight and people were clowning her. And she lost it, and you know, people are like, oh, now we love her again, right? And so at one point when she gained weight and people were trying to, you know, chastise her, she was sticking up for herself and being like who gives a fuck, who cares? But eventually, you know, she lost the weight. And it's like, I think that she would do little things to try and, you know, take back her control. When I think of Wednesday in the show, Wednesday was being told left and right, like, mind your own business, don't pursue this, don't pursue that. Even her mother was like, she was also trying to escape. She was also trying to escape. But it wasn't because her parents dropped her off at Nevermore Academy. And she didn't want to be there. But what made her stop trying to escape, was when someone almost tried, one of her schoolmates tried to kill her. And he showed her a picture, and he said it was a prophecy that his mother had drew years ago when she was a student at Nevermore. And she drew Wednesday and said that, and told her son that he needed to kill her before she destroyed the school. And that's when that caught Wednesday's attention, and that's when she started, you know, wanting to stay, because she was investigating why exactly am I going to be the cause of the school's demise. And when it comes to Wednesday, though, people were telling her left and right, constricting her left and right, and she was also battling, you know, feeling misunderstood. It's like, it was always, initially, I guess, for the lack of better words, it was always Wednesday against the world. Wednesday against everybody else, versus everybody else. And I feel like Anna went through the same thing, or had the same mentality. It was Anna against everybody else. It was Anna against the media. It was Anna against her autonomy. And I feel like when it comes to that, I feel like that made her go crazy. And it could have ultimately led her to drug use and alcohol abuse and, you know, substance abuse. And she tried to do little things, and I think that one of those things was that, to kind of take her control back, or at least have a little bit of control. Also food as well, gaining weight. Also, you know, what else? Food, drugs, food, substances, you know, that could have led her to overindulge, because she felt, you know, kind of controlled and powerless when it came to her success in her career. You know, she was going through her own feminine rage, so to speak, and it manifested in different ways. And boom, she lost the weight, and now she felt confined again. Her overdose a homicide? Was her overdose a homicide? Oh. Y'all, I think so. I think so, yeah. Yeah. And there may have been 3 people involved. There may have been 3 people involved. Why did they kill her, though? Y'all didn't hear from me. Everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. Why did they kill Anna? Ooh. Why did they kill Anna Nicole? Oh. It was an inside, y'all. It was an inside job. She was coming for that ass. I did hear on one of the deep dives that she was fighting with her husband's family for his fortune. And yeah, they wanted to get rid of her. because she wasn't gonna stop either. She was relentless, honey. You hear me? She was relentless, and I think she threatened them to do something. I don't know what it was. I think she threatened them, and so that's why it was because of his husband's fortune. I want to know because he didn't include her in his will. And ain't that some shit? I literally just mentioned to y'all earlier. He was objectifying that woman. And as much backlash as she got, being called a gold digger, she didn't even get a dime. She didn't even get a dime when he passed away. But he had his cake. He got his cake and he ate it too. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? She wasted her youth with that man and she didn't even get a dime. I don't even know whose fault it is, to be honest. I don't know. I don't even know whose fault it is. I don't even know who I should laugh at first. I don't know, because girl, if he was really that smart now, if he was really that smart, then you would get like some sort of like, you would work out some sort of legal things when it comes to making sure you get your payout. But at the same time, I guess she did it to prove that she wasn't with him for his money. But it's like, y'all were married. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's like, girl, and that's why, okay, she cared about what people thought to her own detriment. To her own detriment. Listen, if it were me, I wouldn't give a fuck. I would make sure I get my cut. Like, I wouldn't care regardless. I wouldn't necessarily care to try and prove people wrong to my own detriment. I don't care, especially if that is my intention. But the thing was, like I said before, she very much so could have fell in love with him eventually. And so it very much so could have quickly turned into it wasn't even about the money anymore. And she probably could have just grown accustomed to, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to make sense of it. Why didn't her husband Marshall, include her in his will? Love is the answer. You are my everything. Time to ground yourself. Will you choose me? It wasn't what did I tell you? Objectification. Y'all, it was a sugar daddy, sugar baby sort of dynamic going on. It was an exchange. He did what he did what he needed to do for her while he was alive. And it and he left it at that. Listen, Anna, let me tell you something. Put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure. Ah! Anna, put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure. Ah! Kaya entered the chat. That's all I have to say about that. You got girl. You got played. You got played by an old man. And I would have been so pissed off. You're better than me for real. You are better than me for real. Girl. I'm sorry. I just have to sit. I just need a minute. Y'all, I am still shook a whole 24 hours later. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm shaking my head. Like, how the fuck? Okay. My God. How does she feel about how she's remembered today? How does Anna Nicole Smith feel about how she... I know our souls are intertwined in reverse. Put your trust in a nigga, stupid hoe, how you figure. I mean, how does she feel about how she's remembered today? She don't. she don't feel about how she's how she's remembered today. That's kind of the least of her worries. I think her spirit is battling with some deep-seated, rooted issues when it comes to her image, her self-worth, being too trusting. I feel like it's like shit like that she kind of has to, her spirit has to navigate through when it comes to social affairs. And that so much explains why she has so much Libra in her chart. She even has her Libra in the first house, and the first house could talk about, you know, image, and, you know, the first house is ruled over by your rising sign. It's basically the same, you know, sort of. The rising and the first house are kind of similar, parallel in that way. So what the rising sign symbolizes is what the first house symbolizes. And oh, she does have a rising in Libra. Shit. Okay, that explains why she has so much Libra in her chart. Her purpose was to work out some sort of social affairs. That was her lesson in this lifetime, and it could deal with a plethora of things. How, you know, just it was mostly mainly social based is what her spirit was put on earth to learn. And it just so happens that, hey, it just so happens that she was an attractive woman, and, you know, shit happens. But yeah, she has so much Libra in her chart. I was overwhelmed by how much Libra she has in her chart. I'm like, girl, you got it going on. Also, speaking of Libra risings, I see this a lot. Beyonce is not a Libra rising. She's an Aries rising. She posted a picture of her birth certificate, her time of birth, during her Renaissance era. I forgot what her time of birth was, but I had to, when I was doing her and Jay-Z's compatibility chart, which I never posted because I never finished. I didn't want to finish. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, I'm over it. I had to manually create her birth chart, and she's an Aries rising, but her descendant is in Libra, because Aries and Libra are two opposite signs on the zodiac wheel. So yeah. But she's an Aries rising, and that makes so much sense. How she performs makes so much sense. What messages does she have for the Playboy bunnies? What messages does Anna Nicole Smith have for the existing Playboy bunnies? The girlies that are Playboy that I didn't invite. I get triggered at the thought of you. Your eyes are enchanting. I need some space right now. Don't push me, please. I want to protect you from myself. I know you deserve more than I can give you at the moment. Walking away from you made me realize how much I love you. I regret how I've handled the situation. I wish I could be there, but I don't feel ready. Interesting. Okay. I think that they revere Anna. I think she's a monument. She's a staple when it comes to the Playboy bunnies, among the Playboy bunnies. Like, her picture might be hung up somewhere or something. They revere her. Almost kind of worship her in a way. It's like they give huge reverence to Anna. She's one of the she's considered one of the mothers of the movement. And she doesn't like that. Her spirit doesn't like that. I think that when she was a Playboy bunny, there was a lot of trauma that came with being a Playboy bunny. And that's not her proudest moment when it comes to when she reflects back on that life. She feels bad. I think they get treated like shit, y'all. And she's like, I wish I had a backbone back then. I was more so, she said, I was more so focused on playing the game that I didn't have a balance. It was either get shit on or be the one doing the shitting. And being the one doing the shitting didn't earn the money. It didn't make the money come in. So I chose to be submissive. And she's saying, I wish there was a balance. If I was going to be a Playboy bunny, I wish I had a backbone, and I wish I had the wisdom to know when to play my part, in a sense. See, having boundaries, it's like her energy is interesting. Her energy is mainly focused on social affairs when it comes to her spirit and the lessons that she has to learn. I think her soul is a baby. This may have been her first life, y'all. To be honest, Anna Nicole Smith, this may have been her first life or maybe her second life, but it's like how to properly navigate social spaces and affairs. I don't think her soul is that old. Interesting. I think she was meant to I think in her next life she may be advocate based when it comes to women's rights. There's a huge thing here when it comes to advocating for women. Or in her next life, her purpose may to be an advocate for women because of this life that she lived and kind of being degraded in a sense. She wishes she realized her power. She realized her power when it was too late. But even then, when she realized, like I mentioned to you before, with the weight gain and all that, it's like she succumbed to the criticism, and she wished that she didn't do that. It's an emphasis here on having a backbone, and she wants these girls to have a backbone. Don't worship me. She's saying, don't worship me. Don't revere me. It's like I'm not the proper example for the energy that you should embody. This is deep. This is deep. That's what she's saying, y'all. That's what she's saying, y'all. My last question well, I have two more here, but it's getting dark. We'll see. Was Anna Nicole Smith, oh shit. Was Anna Nicole Smith an MK Ultra victim? Was Anna Nicole Smith an MK Ultra victim? Yes. Yes. Yeah, y'all, she was. And you know, I think it happened when she had her son, or it was after her son had passed away. And that was so sad when I found that out. I was like, oh my god, her son passed away. I was like, wow. And guess what? The media still shitted on her. Like, they still shitted on her after her son passed away. What's the truth behind her image, spirit? What's the truth behind Anna Nicole Smith's image? What's the real truth behind her image? Can you give me like one card? We have the Sanctuary, Nevermore Academy. Yeah, when it comes to her image, like we talked about before, she's not proud of it. She was actively going through trials and tribulations because she was meant to learn a lesson, which is that's her own separate, thing. But on a broader perspective, when it comes to her image and when it comes to the world, it's about women. It's about women. It's about, the objectification and the misogyny, like everything, all the struggles that women had to face, especially even back then, is all pent up. It's like her image showed as the aftermath, or even the epitome of how society really thinks of women as objects. And she was supposed to rise above that. We're also supposed to rise above it as women. She wished that her life was a little bit different, and she wished that she did more to maintain power and control over her image. And she carries that heavy with this, I'm sorry for breaking your trust. Her spirit carries that heavy. She, like, something that she feels very strongly about.